ClintonHenryClinton.com, and of course, the house of biceps. How can I direct your call? Deadlifts? Sumo deadlifts? And what are you doing wrong? I think I can fix it. Guys, there are very few things that drive me more crazy than seeing a deadlift executed incorrectly. And while I am not a great sumo deadlifter, I can still sumo deadlift, and I can still see what you're doing wrong. I view a lot of videos every single week of people doing sumo deadlift, whether it is a client, a YouTube video, whether it's somebody just posting something on the Facebooks and the Instagrams now, showing their sumo deadlift, and sometimes it just makes me want to poke out my eyeballs. Now, everybody can have a different stance. There are a lot of people that sumo deadlift with sort of a medium stance, and that is fine. There are a lot of people that deadlift with a super wide stance, with a deadlift bar, and that is fine. The biggest mistake that I see with sumo deadlifts is people are using a sumo stance, and they're still deadlifting it conventional. So just to give you an idea, I see people all the time set up just like this on the sumo deadlift. They bend down, grab the bar, get into position, hips are high just like a conventional deadlift, and then they proceed to pull it just like a conventional deadlift with the lower back and through. Now the only thing you have managed to do here is pull a conventional deadlift with a really wide stance. You've totally missed the point of the sumo deadlift. Now what I look for on the sumo deadlift, and you can find a lot of people who can teach this much, much better than I can, a lot of technicians that are much better than me, and I constantly ask Matt LeDoux for his ideas, especially when it comes to the sumo deadlift, because he just has that kind of genius at spotting technical things going on with the sumo deadlift. But what I look for basically is for you to take your stance, and that is the stance that I am the most comfortable with, and I'm not comfortable with any sumo deadlift stance. Find the stance that you're comfortable with. The whole idea on the sumo deadlift is to get and keep your crotch directly over the bar. So at any point you start leaning back, you're in a bad position. At any point that you are like a conventional deadlift with the hips high and back, you are in a bad position. Now I understand if you're someone who's not comfortable this way, and like me, and you have to get set up into position and you have to get your hips high here, that is fine. You still need to work on getting your hips close to the bar, and before you pull, the hips have to get close to that bar. Now the sumo deadlift is really just pushing your hips into the bar, and the only way that you're really going to do that is by pushing your knees out. Now there's very little lower back used in the sumo deadlift. So once you're set up, and if you're learning, try a hook grip, and if you don't like the pain of hook grip, you can get some nice good tape to tape your thumbs, but start with the hook grip. It'll give you a little bit of extra length on your arms. Once you get into position, work on slowly getting your knees out and your chest up. Now, once you get into a decent position, and my hip is killing me right now, once you get into a decent position, as you come up, I don't want you to lose that arch whatsoever. I want you to keep your back in the same spot, push your knees out and your hips through. And that's all I want to see. Now, if you have problems learning this pattern, start at the top and just go down. So once you're at the top, just work backwards. Chest up, knees out, crotch over the bar. Straight down, close to the body, and here. And you should feel just like that, like you're going to fall back. And that is you using your body weight to go back. And that is you putting the torque into the hips to push those hips close to the bar. So once again, what I don't want to see is you setting up like a conventional deadlift with the hips high, pushing with the hips back here, and using the back and hamstrings to bring the bar in, and transferring that over into the sumo deadlift. That same position looks like here and here. It's not what I want to see. You've totally missed the point of the sumo deadlift. What I want to see is forcing your knees out, forcing your crotch in, always directly over the bar, using your butt, using your glutes to lift the weight. Remember, the only thing that you have to do is push the glutes in, and you've completed the lift. So my answer to you is quite simply, keep pulling sumo, but pull sumo!